Welcome in this new episode of StellarDS.io videos, and today we are going to cover sharing projects and creating multi-tenant tables via StellarDS.io. So we will show you through a demonstration with Postman how you can invite other users to your own project and how you can enable the multi-tenancy capability in one click with one setting for these invited users. That means that when you invite a user to a project of yours, that the invited user will only have access to the own data that he adds to that StellarDS.io project. And he can see his own data, add his own data, delete his own data, but of course this invited users will not be able to see any data of other invited users or manipulate, delete data from other invited users. And so follow me in this Postman demonstration where I will show you the concepts step by step and how you can easily get started dealing with adding multi-tenancy, different data for different users in your StellarDS.io projects. So here I am on the StellarDS.io account page from myself, where I see the project from myself, the project from Bruno Fearens. And if I go here under users, you can see that I have already invited 2 users. So these 2 users I already passed through the invitation process that I'm doing with these function, invite users, where I specify the email of the user that I want to invite and the role that I want to give to this user. And so then this invited user will receive an email. As long as this email is not confirmed, he will be here listed under the pending invitations. Only after this email was received, the link was opened, the invitation was accepted, then this user will appear here under the list of invited users. You can see that I invited these 2 users with 2 different email addresses and that I gave the role video demo. The role video demo that you can find here under roles. This is a role that was attached to my table video demos, and that means by giving only that specific role, this invited user will only have access to that specific table. I of course do not make the invited user the owner. I only want the user through the role video demo to access the data in that video demos table. And I also do not give the user application access. That means that the user will, for OAuth authentication, he will need to use the access token, or better the client ID and secret that was created through the owner, here the owner of that project, where I have here under applications, and this is actually the setup for OAuth 2 that will have to be used by my invited users. If I go and have a look under tables, the table that we are going to use for this demo is the video demos table, and I clicked here on multi-tenant. With that simple configuration, this table behavior becomes multi-tenant. If I go and look under the metadata, you can see name and city, 2 fields, 2 simple fields for this demo, and at this moment we do not have any data in this table. If I would log out and then log in with one of my 2 other users, and okay, let's do this captcha hopefully quickly, like this, and I log in, you can see here my account where I do not have any data yet. I am just invited to the project of my main account, and so we will now explore how we can have access to that through Postman. I will go back to my main account because later we will see, I hope that This captcha is no, is not successful. It's kind of awkward to do that. But anyway, that is for security. We will then view what is happening with that table through also here the table data that I can inspect here. So let's go to our Postman collection. Postman collection that of course we will also give you access to, so you can play with it yourself. And here you can see that in my multi-tenancy collection here, that I already specified some client secrets that we will use, client ID, client secret that we will use for authentication with our two users. So the first part that we are going to do is I have here 3 tokens. A token that belongs to the StellarDS account, a token that belongs to my main account, and the token that belongs to the invited user, that's a secondary account of mine. So if I go here, for example, get a new access token, and here I can select an invited user. So now I'm logging in into the account via the invited user through OAuth 2, and so a new access token was successfully obtained, and what I can do is put this access token and give it some name, and let's call this secondary account. Okay, and so now I did the OAuth through my secondary account, and we can actually have a look at, for example, if there is already any data in my account. So I'm performing this request here to retrieve records in the table, and you can see that at this moment there is no data in the table. As expected, you have seen it on the account that there is no data yet. If I go to add records, then I need to make sure that here I'm selecting the token for my secondary account to perform this request to add data, and then I can here add some data for this table. So let's select Tony, and Tony from, for example, Paris, and perform the request. Request was successfully executed. Let's quickly go here and have a look, and you can see that Tony was successfully added. That is what I can see from the main account, the owner, where I can see all the data. But if now I'm performing under the invited users account the request, you can see here that he can see the data that was added. So now we are coming to the point where I'm going to log in with another account. So this will be the general StellarDS account that I'm going to use, and I need to use actually this account, info@stellards.io. I log in, I get an access token, and this will be let's say the general StellarDS account access token. We use that access token. I'm performing a GET request to get the records in my table, and as you can see, it has no records. So under this tenant of the general StellarDS.io user, there are no records yet. So what I can do now is add a record, and in that request I need to select the token from the general StellarDS account, and then in the body I can specify some other name, let's say Lucy, and Lucy is from Amsterdam. Okay, and we perform this add record, and now this record is inserted. We verify here that Lucy has been added. If now I'm going back to the OAuth to get the records of this table, and I go back to my secondary account, and I get the records of this table, I'm still seeing only Tony from Paris, because that was added under this secondary account. If now I select the general StellarDS account and get the records from this specific table, you can, or account better, you can see here Lucy from Amsterdam. And the same applies when I would delete a record and I select the general account. Then of course I can only delete. Then I would have to look at, okay, here ID of this record is 10. So if I fill in 10 here, this record would be deleted from that tenant. And with that, you can see, first of all, how easy it is to invite users. So you can have in your project multiple users who will have access to their own specific data. And you can see how each user uses OAuth 2 to authenticate against the project. And with that access token that is obtained for each user, he has unique access to his own data only, and can only perform requests, and that will affect his own data. And you can also see that the main account or project creator, this owner has access to all data and can of course perform all requests on that table. So I hope this is something interesting to play with for your StellarDS.io account. I want to remind that this multi-tenancy capability is available in the Pro and Enterprise levels, but I hope that from this video you can see how easy it is to get up and running with multi-tenant data in your StellarDS.io projects. Interested in more videos? Don't forget to subscribe on this page here, on the subscribe button, or of course like this video. And if you have particular topics that you want to see covered in this StellarDS.io video series, also don't hesitate to add a comment to this video. Stay tuned, we have more videos coming up, and meanwhile enjoy using StellarDS.io.